And we are live. Good evening, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gym in the Crypto, episode 452. Today is Thursday, August 15th, and I'm King. And today, a lot of great stories, of course. We'll be talking about the Ponzi scheme that is now allegedly dumping billions of Bitcoin, or Bitcoin by the hundreds, Litecoin dusting attack on Binance affected nearly 300,000 addresses. Crypto exchange Poloniex is delisting 23 trading pairs due to low volume. And last, Ripple's Spring gives $265 million in XRP to content platform Coil. But first, of course, let's go ahead and talk about these prices. I know that's what people definitely want to hear about. Bitcoin hasn't really moved, up 1.48% to $10,337. Ethereum down 0.57% to $187. Litecoin down 0.42%, $76. XRP is down 0.9% to 26 cents and some change. And Bcash is up 0.84% to $316. So again, pretty stagnant prices, staying around the same way. But yeah, the first top story today, we're going to get into why the price of Bitcoin in the market may be falling. But first, quick shout outs. What's going on to Tessa? Hello. Donald Muhammad. That's right. Smash that like and share, people. What's going on, Marcella's Love? What's going on, Milto? Where's Professor Zay? Put an APB out on him. No, he's handling some business. I know he's bouncing around on the East Coast for his book. But hit him up on Twitter to see what's going on. What's going on, Sergeant Crypto, for sure. But yeah, this is the top story of the day. Supposedly, this may be the reason why the price of Bitcoin has been slipping. But of course, Bitcoin is a global currency, so everybody's always looking to say this is the reason, that's the reason. But this is the newest one, and it may actually have some weight to it. A $3 billion Ponzi scheme is now allegedly dumping Bitcoin by the hundreds. Looks like this downturn in the crypto markets is because of an apparent swath of Bitcoin sell-offs from a $3 billion Chinese Ponzi scheme, which is being blamed right now. On August 14th, Dovey Wan, founding partner of blockchain-based investment company Primitive Ventures, called attention to the ongoing mass sell-offs from the fraudulent Chinese investment scheme dubbed Plus Token. It looks like Plus Token, which was created in mid-2018 and promised high-yield investment returns at different rebate percentages to its 4 tiers of members, which was a classic Ponzi scheme structure, as it says here. By early 2019, they claimed to have over 10 million members. Some of those wallet addresses that were attached to it were Bitcoin, Ethereum, and EOS, which are known to be associated with Plus Token. And it looks like they're calling exchanges now, asking them not to take any tokens coming from certain addresses, basically to blacklist them or whitelist or redlist them so that they are not being spent. But again, if you look at some of the sell-offs and you look at where some of the wallets are coming from, here's a chart that they have, Plus Token, different addresses and where it's going. People are saying that they are just literally moving Bitcoin from exchange to exchange, looks like in batches of 50 to 100 Bitcoin, and trying to sell it off from the Plus Token scam, which, by the way, this scam guaranteed people on their 4 tiers they spoke of. It was 4 tiers of different guarantees of investment returns. So one tier might have been 6 to 10% guaranteed back monthly or something. So again, to even see a scam like this happen in 2018 is crazy, because this became after BitConnect, which is something where if you didn't know about the Ponzi schemes, that was like the thing in the crypto community to really give you your education. But it looks like people are still giving their education. I actually blame the Chinese government on this, because since the Chinese government made Bitcoin and crypto illegal and you can't really mess with it, and it's just weird standing there, then now the people who actually live there, citizens, investors, don't know about crypto. Some of them don't know what's right or wrong. We haven't seen some of these Ponzi schemes before. So they're seeing it now in the, it looks like in excess of $3 billion would it be. So crazy to see this. One of the commenters actually hit on the head. This commenter here, Bob Wood, said Plus Token was born out of an organization called World Blockchain Forum. I actually heard of them before, WBF, which has 3 other multi-level marketing scams, including Cloud Token, with the exact same business model, return on investment promise of 6 to 18% monthly, mobile wallets, and supposed secret arbitrage trading box. They're saying these tokens are nowhere to be found on the internet, not on CoinMarketCap, not on CoinGecko, not on Etherscan, not on GitHub, not even on Google. They don't have a real token, no blockchain explorer, no public source code, quote, greed blinds many eyes. So kind of the same thing I said. Or this next person, Tom Gilchrist, said the biggest scams are happening right under the nose of authorities. Right. It's one of those things, you definitely had to be greedy to fall for this scam. They don't have any physical product. They don't have a history of doing anything in this space, yet they were able to get $3 billion from 10 million people. So classic Ponzi. Is kind of like BitConnect. It was one of those things where, the greed may have blinded a lot of people. So crazy to see that. It's crazy to see it happening, but hopefully they can get it solved. And if this is the reason for the sell-off, hopefully they can get it solved so the price will stop dropping, right? It's crazy. What's going on? Andre Durden, Tony Nolly, Cornelius Braunux, Crypto and Culture. Yep, Sergeant Crypto says scammers gonna scam, player. That is how it happens. Sergeant Crypto also said that's not the reason for the price drop. If that was the case, the dollar would be worthless right now. I know, right? Like I said, I don't think so either. Maybe it had a little bit to do with it, but it's, again, global currency. Then there's going to be a million different reasons daily for the price drop. But this is today's headline. Another big story up. Litecoin dusting attack on Binance has affected nearly 300,000 addresses. Now, this is being reported on both Cointelegraph and CoinDesk. I have the Cointelegraph write-up, and I'm pointing that out because there's actually two articles. There's one that points out Litecoin, the one we're going to talk about. There's a second one, understanding Litecoin's dusting attack, what happened and why. It's more of an in-depth breakdown of a dusting attack and exactly what happened in this case. Of course, I'm just going to kind of skim over it, but it looks like the recent dusting attack against the fourth biggest altcoin, Litecoin, on major crypto exchange Binance actually affected 294,582 addresses rather than the 50 Binance reported, according to recent metrics reports. Looks like blockchain data and metrics firm Glassnode revealed its latest findings in a tweet on August 15, saying that the Litecoin dusting attack affected, again, almost 300,000 addresses. Also indicated a similar attack in April. So, of course, people are wondering, for your first time, if you heard it, what is a dusting attack? Again, that's where that second article comes in handy. A lot of good information on it, but toward the end, they talk about how dusting attacks works. And basically what happens is hackers send a tiny fraction of any given crypto, Bitcoin, Litecoin, etc., to a large group of addresses. And by the way, it doesn't only have to be hackers. We'll talk about companies who do it as well. But these small fractions are referred to as dust. And the amount could be as small as 1 Satoshi. So again, less than a penny, less than a penny, someone would send you a little bit of money to one of your cryptocurrency addresses. Most users, of course, don't notice this or think of it as harmless. As defined by Binance Academy, a dusting attack refers to a relatively new kind of malicious activity in which hackers and scammers send tiny amounts of crypto to wallets in an attempt to de-anonymize their owners. The danger comes in what this opens the victim up to. As Jagger explained, dusting attacks generally involve a combined analysis of the dust sent to many users, allowing people to break the privacy of Bitcoin and Litecoin and potentially launch phishing campaigns or cyber extortion threats. So basically, they're sending you this small amount of dust, which is actually part of an unspent transaction. So if you had to pay somebody Bitcoin, Litecoin, whatever, you get a transaction fee and all that stuff, and you send it. The small little Satoshis that for whatever reason don't go through and will go back to your wallet as an unspent transaction, those are the same amounts that they're actually collecting from people and just dusting and giving out to various wallets. It's basically a big phishing attack. It's not only that hackers are doing it, because companies actually do it. You can see here dusting as a tool where marketing companies or companies use their marketing departments to advertise a service or raise awareness of a product by dusting wallets and leaving notes. So their example was on the Steam blockchain, where users receive small amounts of Steam in order for in their wallets, along with the message regarding the services offered. So you can see an example here where people got just a little bit of Steam and there's a little note attached to it that says, put your post's URL in the memo. Upvote covers your costs. Have a great day and follow us up for more promotional specials. So again, for something like this, it seems harmless. There are other examples. Bestmixer.com, a crypto mixing service that anonymizes cryptocurrencies, used dusting as a promo tool as well. In October of 2018, they sent a lot of or small amounts of Bitcoin to many users. In the dust, there was a promotional message that described the service, basically the platform being used to target all these customers, potential customers, as a marginal cost. So we can see more companies begin to use this if it is going to be used for promotional and marketing activities. But as a user, you just have to be careful that if you actually use that money they send you or send that money back to your actual wallet, then they can use that data. Hackers and scammers can use that data to figure out who you are, who that wallet belongs to, and get your identification from there. So again, it's another way to kind of steal your identity. And in the crypto space, you definitely don't want that to happen, because that is how people can steal anything from your Google email all the way to your actual wallet address, or the exchanges you use, the wallets you use, and steal all your money. So if you start to notice, one of your wallets has a few more sats than normal, make sure you look into it. If you're on exchange, call for support, because this is one of those things where you might not notice, but it can happen to you. It can happen to anybody out there. So make sure you're paying attention. What's going on? Cryptonomics. Clarence Dennison, Valdez Granville. Clarence Dennison said Thursday, and they are working the trade war thing as we speak. Listen, I would not be surprised if tomorrow morning on another great Friday, or actually they do it at night sometimes, Friday night, Saturday morning, if we get a new law or regulation in crypto. You never know, right? What's going on, Allison Thompson? Madam Crypto, hola. Richard, what's going on from down under? Morse Code, what's good? What's good? So again, that's Litecoin's dusting attacks affected over 300,000 addresses. So if you had Litecoin on Binance, make sure you check your wallet. And just know if you do have some extra Litecoin in there, you might want to call support, because you are definitely under attack. And I'm sure by now Binance has sent out some emails and stuff, so I know they're on top of it. All right, we've been talking about Poloniex a lot in the news. They're back in the news. Crypto exchange Poloniex is set to delist 23 trading pairs due to low volume. That is right. The death of Poloniex continues. We remember when they got bought up by Circle, which is backed by Goldman Sachs. I think it was for $300 million. And we laughed when we heard it, because we figured that would be the next trend in crypto, since some of these bigger companies didn't want to try to reinvent the wheel and create their own exchange. It was to buy up old ones. Well, Poloniex was one of those exchanges where it had its heyday. It was one of the greats back in 2016, early 2017. It was one of the best before it actually got usurped by Bittrex. And the only reason Poloniex even went downhill is because they didn't have enough support. Like most exchanges, they didn't have support, and they closed their chat box that we have here, where our crypto warriors graciously chat at and talk crypto about. They closed that chat box, their troll box that they had. And I mean, that was literally the day of the downturn. It's crazy they were even able to sell that exchange for $300 million. I mean, you're talking about buying a bag, but it's been downhill since then. It looks like it's continuing to go downhill. But one thing I will applaud Poloniex on is that they're actually delisting these. Instead of going with the, let's try to create fake volume like some exchanges do, they're saying, hey, people aren't using everything on our platform. Let's get rid of some of it. Let's go down to the bare bones. Let's figure out who we are and what we do, and then rebuild. So I think that's the direction they're going in as a business. And I like that direction, because hopefully they'll come back with a better exchange and better product. I get why they're leaving it online. I mean, it works, I guess. So why stop the fees if people are using it? But also, I feel like Poloniex needs this whole, just shut it down for a quarter, like 3 months, 2 or 3 months, shut it down. Delist a bunch of stuff, work on what you need to do, and then come back online as a better exchange. But again, Poloniex, they're removing 23 trading pairs due to low volume. They published this tweet today, and they said they're going to be removing those trading pairs tomorrow on August 16th. So literally a 24-hour turnaround from the tweet. I guess we can appreciate the tweet, because I remember back in the days, people, which is, 2016 is now back in the day, but some of these exchanges were just removing coins and not letting you know. I mean, so you'll wake up 2 or 3 in the morning to do some trading and find out some coin you're in is down 60 or 70% because you missed a sell-off. So I'm glad they're giving this 24-hour notice. But it looks like after removing each asset, they will continue to be independently tradable. The exchange notes, some of these lists of pairs are going to be Litecoin, Monero, Dash, Monero, Zcash, Monero, Made Safe. Who has heard of Made Safe? That's Made Safe used to be one of the top picks 2 or 3 years ago. So Made Safe was paired with Monero. Next, Monero. I don't even know, it was BCN, Monero. Lisk, Ethereum, Golem, Mana, Qtum, Steam. OMG was another good one. Haven't heard of OMG in a while. Loom, S&T was pretty good. Civic Key you got here with Ethereum pairs. KNC, Gas, Ethereum, BNT, Ethereum, Loom, USDT, S&T, UNDT, KNC, BNT, and Foam. So some we haven't heard of for a while now. And then others, again, this makes sense though because this was during Poloniex' heyday when they were making all types of pairs. Like again, this shows you how good Made Safe was, but the fact that there's a Made Safe and Monero pair in 2019, no one is using Made Safe and Monero to trade back and forth, especially with cross-atomic swap. So it does show you that some of this stuff is like their legacy programs and algorithms, and it's time for it to go away. And I am glad that they are doing it. It looks like one of these commenters said they're slowly progressing to go out of business. Low volume is a result of not many users. Not many users is a result of not many trading pairs. It all started in 2017 when Polo was delisting coins. People moved to Bittrex. Like I said, people, 2017, you could wake up, 12 a.m., 5 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning, and one of your favorite coins could have been delisted off an exchange, and you could have lost a lot of money. So, but again, no one's using Bittrex now, so we see how quick these exchanges hop. Everyone knows CZ and Binance is the coolest kid in town, but we'll see who comes up next. Let's go. Clarence Dennison said we need to have a funeral for all the dead and delisted cryptos this year and next. Honestly, we do. That would be pretty funny. Yeah, Morse code. It was the troll box. I'm calling it the chat box because if I say the troll box, a lot of people listening will be like, we have no clue what that is. But yes, it was called the troll box. And honestly, I mean, the troll box was really, in reality, it was almost like Telegram, but on an exchange. I mean, it was beautiful, especially if you're up late trading 24/7. Of course, you're talking about 2016 when there weren't that many people talking about crypto. It's not like you can just call somebody up at 3 a.m. and talk. I mean, the troll box, you can have full-length conversations about different coins, what was coming up, the news, all crypto related, all industry related, and you were literally talking to people from around the world trading at the same time as you. So that was a really cool experience in my point of view. Whether you're sharing tips or getting tips, or even for people, I mean, it was pump and dumps going on in troll box 24/7 too, which was hilarious because if you could catch some of those pump and dumps, I mean, you could catch some of it, but it was definitely an interesting place to be. And as you said, as soon as that thing shut down, that was basically the end of it. So Morse code is saying Binance is a scam. Stop using it. Listen, I think they're all scams at this point. Whenever people make a exchange right now, is not to make sure people can trade successfully. It's to see how much money they can pull in, right? What's going on, Maui? Toxic Frog Juice said, all right, lads, surviving the volatility. ETF, finally positive news, could serve a curveball. What's going on with Ethereum these days? The ETF, I saw the news over that as well. We're not reporting it today. Wishful thinking. I think it could come any day. You got to remember, nothing is stopping the ETF from coming but a group of people in a room. I mean, it's like 20 dudes in a room right now who's just like, nope. JP Morgan said they're not ready for an ETF. We're not going to sign off on this. I mean, it's literally a group of people in a room now allowing an ETF to go through. With their reasoning being is for the protection of you all out there. It's the protection of the citizens. So ETF could come any day. Who knows? I get the messaging right now is that, hey, there's literally no reason to stop it, but there hasn't been a reason to really stop it to begin with. So we'll see. And Ethereum, Ethereum is facing competition. We talked about one of the competitor services to them the other day. I think like Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan jumped into it. They were talking a little smack. So I think they're just facing competition, but them being around for as long as they have been, I wouldn't worry about it. Let's see. Yes, about that funeral though. Yeah, Made Safe definitely is gonna have a funeral. Monero's still alive right now. What's going on, Shinobi One? Shinobi One said China is killing it on the exchange game. Meanwhile, it's banned in the whole country. Right? Only way you're getting on one of those exchanges is by using a VPN and of course Tor and everything else that goes along with it. All right, last but not least, Ripple's Spring or X Spring gives $265 million in XRP to content platform Coil. Now, this story kind of reads more like an advertisement for Coil, so it should almost be saying sponsored post. But it's important to point this out because Ripple is still giving away money. So I guess to Ripple, and I know Kasha was on yesterday, we appreciate his insight. To XRP team over there, they're like, hey, we're good money over here. We don't know what stories you heard. We don't know about any class action lawsuits, but we're still giving away money. And it looks like Ripple's Infrastructure Development and XRP Adoption Initiative, X Spring, announced a $1 billion XRP, roughly $265 million grant to web monetization platform Coil on August 15th. Coil reportedly will use the funds to build an ecosystem of creators, developers, companies, and nonprofits that will use XRP through the Web Monetization Open Standard. Now, that Web Monetization Open Standard is actually an API which is being used to stream micropayments to creators in real time. This is something we've talked about from day one. Another strong asset of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin's blockchain, all that, is that you can do micropayments. And of course, they'll be using the Interledger protocol for this. But micropayments is when, again, people, you can, if you want to hear a song, one song, or you want to watch, you want to watch 10 seconds of a TV show, instead of paying that $9 or whatever a month for Netflix or that $12 a month for Spotify, you're charged for that 30 seconds of the song you're listening to. You're charged for the 10 seconds of that video you watch, which could be in Bitcoin terms. I mean, you could be something as low as, this would be 10 Satoshis for that 30 seconds of music you listen to. And you're paying less than a penny now, rather than paying an entire $13 a month when you only heard 30 seconds of a song. So this is going to be huge when you're talking about content creators online, because of course, content creators can accept money from all over the world. And now everyone from all over the world don't have to feel the pressure of, do I have to give this person $5, $10 it could be? I'm going to give them less than a penny, but everyone's giving this person less than a penny for their content, and it's all equating out. So this is pretty cool. I'm glad they're sponsoring them. What was kind of weird was the seed round, though. The web monetization is being built on Interledger protocol, which is co-created by Coil CEO Stephen Thomas. Thomas is also the former CTO of Ripple, and Ripple X Spring also participated in Coil's $4 million seed round, where actually one of the people who's kind of working for both of them put up the $4 million. So I don't know, it's kind of a weird story the way it's being reported, but the bottom line is Ripple has committed this $265 million to Coil in their project. And it looks like, as I said, Ripple isn't backing down. This one commenter was pretty funny. Masao Akamoto said, didn't Ripple try to manipulate XRP? So that's been another little FUD rumor. Who knows if it's true that they're trying to manipulate themselves. We talked about that the other day with the sell-off, even though those might have been stolen coins, as Kasha came on and let us know. But again, it's a lot of drama going on in the Ripple space. So this is very interesting to see that they're moving forward and they're like, hey, we are still funding stuff. We don't know what everybody else is talking about. This is hilarious. Clarence Dennison said, what's up with Ripple? That price keeps on diving. I'm scared to buy any right now. You know what? Here's the thing, though. Yeah, Cornelius Brownox. There we go. Cornelius say, I'm riding the wave. On this one, if you already own it, I would say I would ride the wave. And as far as buy or sell signal, again, they're under a lot of competition. As the Fed Now program, because again, the Fed Now is supposed to be real. They're going to start marketing and promoting that come 2020, 2021. And depending on that aggressive marketing, yeah, it was definitely oversold, but depending on that aggressive marketing too, the price could continue to dip. My point is, I think right now it can go either way. The price could take a sharp dive, maybe to as low as, I know somebody the other day said 22 cents. It could go down to 18 to 22 cents. But regardless, I think Ripple is still a good buy, as we've said before. They still have a lot of partnerships internationally. They're still working with banks and a lot of big organizations. So for that reason, in the short term still, especially at the price, you're talking about a quarter per XRP, is definitely worth investing something into. However, I wouldn't bet the house on it because, yeah, if it took a nosedive type of deal overnight, they're being attacked right now. It's nothing, all they can do is fight back. But at the same time, they have a lot of infrastructure. They're in a lot of countries right now. And I also think since it's been the cool kid on the block, as long as it can stay alive in that top 5 for that next bull run, they'll be fine, because the same thing will happen as last bull. If you remember last bull run, it really shouldn't have went up to where it went to begin with, but it was on CNBC. Coinbase featured it. They were doing all types of marketing and promotion, but also it was because they were in that top 5. When people were going on to figure out the top coins to buy, they were saying Bitcoin's too much, Litecoin's too much. Oh, what's this Ripple right here? Or, Ethereum's too much. What's Ripple? We can afford this. So I think if they can stay alive until the next big pump, they'll be fine, because the natural way will be to see them in the top 10, top 5 and say, well, everything else is pretty expensive. This thing is a quarter. I'm about to buy a lot of it, and that's naturally going to shoot the price up. So I would say hold as well. But we see, Clarence Denison. There we go. Clarence said 22 cents. So that was a good call. It's looking like a good call right now for sure. If it drops that low, we'll see, but it definitely was a good call. All right, other than that, that is the show for today, people. Okay, Morris Cole, Big Baller said, I'm about to buy 1 Bitcoin right now. There we go. Shinobi1 said, we all should have sold in December 2017 and bought in at 2018, just saying. So, to be fair, too, real quick before I end the show, again, we talk about these exchanges. We don't put everybody's business out there, but, we talk about these exchanges, how they change their terms of service. There are times where I know people who tried to sell late 2017, early 2018, and the exchanges, we talk about Bittrex. That happened with us personally. They changed the terms of service from you can withdraw 2 Bitcoin or 5 Bitcoin, 4 Bitcoin, whatever it was, literally overnight to 0.2 without telling you. So if you're going from you can withdraw 2 Bitcoin a day, at the time you can draw almost $40,000 a day, to overnight not being given a warning to you can withdraw $40,000 a day all the way to maybe $800 a day or some whatever craziness it turned into. Then a lot of people weren't able to get their money out and actually sell. So, that is how it happens. But other than that, make sure you're still holding. Dewan, as he just said, Bitcoin is bouncing nicely. The market's in a good space right now, no matter what craziness happens. Remember, we showed you that chart about a week or so ago where the price of Bitcoin at this time in 2017, I think was about $3,500. Right now, we're looking at $10,000. So we're in good shape, people. Don't even think about right now. Start wrapping your head around 2021, because the happening is coming, and then 2021 is going to come quick. So think about the price at $10,000 right now. 2 years ago, it was at $3,500. 2 years prior to that, it was at like what, 400 or 300 or something. We're in great shape. 2 years from now, who knows, right? Other than that, that is the show for today. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure you smash that like and share button, people. And we will see you all tomorrow with more crypto, blockchain, and fintech news. Cheers.